Thank you, thank you, thank you. Takes a village.
Thank you.
Okay, first thing we're going to talk about is Marisu. How many of you remember Marisu?
Do.
A few. Okay. Marisu is a headquarters tangle. I always tell you who created the tangle. All three of the tangles we're talking about today were created by Zentangle headquarters. So Rick or Maria created these particular tangles. This particular tangle is named after Maria's sisters. And so she kind of combined all their names and came up with the tangle Marisu. You guys can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's my window sunshine again. Okay, the beauty of Marisu is that it's relatively simple. Most of you have done Printom before, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So we all know Printom. Hang on, I'm grabbing a tile because I don't use words unless I can show you. So Printom, that's why I buy thousands of these tiles. Printom is basically a spiral. It's French for spiral. That's what the word means. That is Printom. And you can do, that's a tangle, okay? And you can do it using something called the Hollabaugh method, meaning you draw behind. So you can put a whole bunch of Printom together. Got me?
Mm-hmm.
That's my, when I use a word tile, I'll put that right there. If you think about it, Marisu is in essence a Printom, right? It
Yes.
starts in the beginning and then but it's a big fat one. So instead of all nice and tight in the spiral, you give yourself space. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
And once you get your spiral, you do curved lines, just a slight little curve because it accents the spiral, right? And you just do one line and then you aura it. So auraing is the process of putting a line right next to the other one and copying it. Okay? So that's what we're doing. And in Marisu, you do that all the way around. Okay? Ignore this. This didn't happen. See, I also show you my mistakes. Don't you think that's cool that I do that?
Yes.
So thank you. I
Makes
appreciate
us
you
feel
saying.
better.
Good. I'm glad. This was me playing around. So, okay. Marisu, the pattern itself, is you draw these lines, pretend that's all inked in, and then every other space you ink in, right? Some people ink it all the way in dark. Some people really like to put a sparkle, as we call it, in the middle. So you do that, and then you kind of leave a little jaggedy edge, and then you come to the other side, and you just leave that little sparkle in the middle. But basically, whether you do it all inked in or whether you leave the sparkle, you're going to do every other one all the way around. And that is Marisu. That's the tangle. Fair enough?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Marisu, oops, I'm going to put my blue pen away now, is an excellent string. Because basically, you can put any tangle in here, in these little spaces. You can put any tangle in there you want. So there's a tangle called, hang on a minute. It always happens to me.
Someday there will be a tangle named Oh Shoot.
You think so?
I
There
think
needs
so.
to be. God knows.
Needs to
You
be,
need
yes.
to develop that one, Peggy.
Here we go. It's a tangle called Xander. Okay. And you see how Xander just has little hooks on the end of those lines so that it gives you the idea that it's going over, right?
Mhm.
And then it just has teeny tiny little delicate lines that are kind of broken up going between each one of those. And this one is what's called an adaptation, right? You can make this dark, you can make the, so let me show you Xander. Now that I remembered the darn name. No, Peggy, you don't want that. Sorry, clicked the wrong thing. So if I were going to do Xander in this string, I would just take my little lines, right? And I
Mhm.
kind of make them look like they're going to go over. So you get this impression, right? And then I'm just going to use little tiny lines down. So what most people do with Xander is the first one they do solid. And then, and frequently they do that same sparkle we were talking about, where you get a gap. Some people, that tells you that a lot of people have adaptations of this tangle. Now remember, you're going to follow your curves, right? So some people say you just leave one gap. And so you get that effect. Can you see this all right?
Mhm.
So that's an example. I'm going quickly here, so forgive me. But that's an example of a tangle, Mirasu, which theoretically, the tangle itself is this, but instead you've taken that tangle and you've used it as a string and put another tangle inside it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
All right. That's an easy one, right? And you can do, let me show you an example. This you're not going to believe, but let me show you an example. Yeah, that's what I clicked that I don't want. Of what one could do. Nothing is going right. Here we go. It's because I have this damn bar up here. Come on, Ani. This is Ani Oken. This woman is amazing, but this is Marisu as a string.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, so all she did, I know it looks like, oh my God, I couldn't begin to think. Okay, but stop a minute and just look. She's just using flux, right? She's just using more bands and lines. This is Xander. There's so
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Okay, and this one is all
Mhm.
Xander, and all she did, let me get you out of the way. So all she did was just do wider bands and some of them double to give you that curled up effect. All right, so the ability to take what is a typical pattern and turn that instead into a string itself is really kind of cool. And I will put the link to Ani's example. Okay, this is her website. I will put the link to her example under the video on the website. Okay, so you'll have it there if you want to look. Okay, Marisu, that's what is possible. Let me think. What do I want to do next? All right. I think I want to talk about Mulligan. This is the tangle I started out with this idea for this class. I said, ooh, this is good. This is a great string. And it is, really. And as I looked around, there are some amazing examples of using Mulligan as a string. I'm going to talk about, if you hear my yard guys, I apologize. And they've got a much louder weed whacker these days. Okay, so I'm going to teach you Mulligan because I think it's a fun pattern, and then I'm going to show you some variations that you can use with it. Okay? What I do with Mulligan is I pick a center spot, and it doesn't have to be in the center of the tile. Off center is sometimes better, but you kind of pick a dot for where you want the center of your Mulligan to be. Fair enough? You might want to practice this on some scrap paper or your sketchbook before you actually put pen to tile, okay, is a suggestion I would make. Trust me, I could show you many pictures of me practicing, okay? Just so you know, we all practice. Okay, the reason I like this is because it's very Zen-like, in my opinion. So this is kind of my center point. So the first thing I'm going to do, the first stroke in Mulligan, is you just make a curved line from your center to kind of that pencil mark you have for where your circle's going to end. And all that circle, you'll notice that my pencil circle is not very exact, right? It's kind of all over the place. It doesn't matter. It's just for you. It's just to give you kind of a guide for where you want the Mulligan shape to end. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on this end. Okay. You probably want to watch this one. And I'm just going to go up and I'm going to make this kind of a shape. Now, if I screw up and I'm not exactly at my center, no problem. I'll just connect the end and not worry about it. Okay, that's the first shape of Mulligan. And now what you're going to do after that is you're in essence going to aura the outside of the shape you just drew. Watch. So not exact, not from the one point to the other. I'm just going to lay an aura line down as close as I can to that shape, right? And then I'm going to make another. And that one is really wonky, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so now I want to move it in a little bit. So I'm going to start my aura line here. I'm sorry, my second one wasn't the best example. So I'm going to aura, and then I'm going to make that shape again. You got me? Now I really want to bring this little Mulligan into my pencil circle. So I'm going to come up a little more when I do the next aura. And then I'm going to make that same half moon, kind of chunky half moon shape. Okay. Now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do that chunky half moon shape. See, now I'm getting better. Whoops, my aura is a little wide there. Now I'm getting better, closer to my pencil circle. Is this making sense to people, even though I'm getting
Yeah,
a little more?
it does.
Yep. I tell you, I show you all my mistakes, quote unquote, because there are no mistakes in Zentangle. So you can see I kind of goofed off my circle. This one's quite beautiful. I did this one real well. But the beauty of Mulligan, in my opinion, is that it doesn't matter. Now, I have seen people do this tangle, and they don't keep the aura lines really, really
Scott,
tight.
could you bring the fan out, please? I am sweating so badly.
Oh. So I kind of like my aura lines tight, but I have seen people do this tangle and they really have them widely divided, I think it's your call. But you can see it's still Polygon. It just takes a little different shape. Same deal. Does that make sense?
You have
Mhm.
about 9 leaves, usually 9 or 10.
Okay, so now let me tell you what you can do since we talked about examples of things you can put in. This one is a nice option. So you've got all your leaves. I'm going to use this one because it's a little tighter, so it's a little easier to work with quickly. So the first thing I do with Polygon, because I really like to give it some sense of
So hot.
definition,
Not unusual.
is I aura, meaning I just put another line. I just aura every one of these shapes.
An eye.
So you just draw a line inside, right? Now, one thing about auraing is that it's a lot easier to do if you have your pen underneath the shape that you're auraing. If I'm trying to copy this line, it's easier to see what I'm doing if I draw underneath it. So that means you have to do something we talk about a lot in Zentangle. You have to turn your tile. So I'm going to do this way. Okay. I really am sorry about my yard people. Can you guys hear that?
No.
Oh,
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So there's 3 of my shapes where I have auraed the inside. So what can I do to this particular tangle as a string? Well, the example I'm going to use is Printom. I am going to make Printom inside that shape. So you can see I have to draw behind, and any place where there's a little gap, I just ink it in. See how that makes it pop right out?
Very nice.
So Printom is one easy tangle to use in this particular string. And because I auraed in, it gives you some definition of each of the sections. Now, the other option you have, you guys remember Omato? Probably not. Anamato,
oh, yeah.
where you've got the 2 lines on either side. Some of you know, some of you don't, but it's pretty straightforward. Right in the center of this shape, I'm just going to put an orb. Now, one of the things about Zentangle is we call circles orbs for a reason. It's because if you say circle, you have to make it an exact circle, which you can't do when you draw by hand. So we call them orbs. I'm going to put orbs on either side of this, but I'm going to smush them in. I think Maria talks about it as like, try to think of it as getting peas in there, smashed in there. So I'm just going to smush them right in any little space, right? I'm going to fill in, ink in. You got it?
Yeah.
That's another option of a tangle inside the tangle Polygon. See how cool that is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You could even do alternating tangles. Now here's something else I'm just going to throw in the mix. Don't panic. This is called an articulated mulligan. Don't you? I love the words they use. It sounds so classy. All it means is that you don't keep your shapes in a circle,
Mhm.
you know, like I did. Instead, you let your shapes get smaller and go in all kinds of directions. Now it looks like a little worm, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
now you can do all kinds of things. Like you can aura. And then aura again. And the inside one, you can ink in. You can make it more like a little animal. All it is, guys, is you're tangling inside a tangle. And all I'm doing, is saying, well, this would be an interesting kind of pattern. Now, you guys know, some of you know that we also have fragments and shapes. And so you got a million options of what you want to put in here. But Mulligan is a pretty straightforward tangle. You're using that crescent moon and then a, you know, kind of fat shape, right?
Mhm.
And then I would go, okay, I know I'm doing an articulated, so I want it to get smaller. And I may want it to go in a different direction. And it's all about where I put that next aura. You see what I'm doing?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mulligan. Another tangle that is a great string. And the circular one is kind of cool. Now, so I had watched a video where somebody did, get her name, Mulligans in the four corners. And so they just took, where's my pencil? They just went kind of like this, and then like this, and then like this. You see what I'm doing?
Mhm.
And they just took these four corners and they put their mulligan in there. Now, you know you're going to stop. I mean, you're going to have petals that are going to fall off the tile, right? Depending on how close in your curves go. You're going to have ones that stop. I mean, you're going to have to deal with the space, but there's no reason why you can't put your mulligan right on those corners. And then they did four different, they might have done, no, they did four. Then they did four different patterns in the spaces of the mulligan. And then the
Okay,
center,
so Peggy,
they did a,
I have a question. You have
sure,
one,
hon, go.
you have one side of the mulligan or of a section. Where's the other side?
I'm not sure what you mean, hon.
Okay, you have, go back to what you had. Okay. One corner that you have put a
Okay, so what you do if you were doing this particular
Oh,
string
oh,
layout, okay,
Okay, now I understand. Okay.
is I would basically start here. And then when I came around the other side, my
Mhm.
petals would come off the tile.
Okay.
Not a requirement, just an example of how somebody used multiple mulligans. Let's
Okay, I
find my
understand what you're doing now. Yeah, thanks.
I might have to. Into my multiple mulligan. Oh. What can I say? I don't know. I'll have to find it. But you can do multiple mulligans. You just have to deal with their overlapping, which, you know, this is the simple. Okay, this is the straightforward. And then you can move it in a whole bunch of different directions, and then just take it all around the tile. All right, is everybody okay
Mhm.
with that?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Last
Yep.
one, and then we're going to do an actual tile. Oh my God, no, not that. Okay. At least I hope I am. We're going to start with Cadent. Some of you know that I adore Cadent as a tangle. I think it's one of my favorite tangles. I'm not sure why, but I've always loved it. Cadent, in its original form, is a grid tangle. And you can see the top part of this tile is the traditional setup for Cadent. So I've got 2, 3, 5 and 5. Cadent is done with an S curve. So first I've created these orbs. Okay. And now I'm going to do an S curve connecting them. So I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to do a takeoff and land, you know, where we start with a line and then we go to a location and we end with a line. So I'm going to start right here. Can you see that? There.
Yeah.
I'm going to go around and I'm going to come down. That's an S, gentle S curve. You can see what I mean?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
I'm going to go around and I'm going to come down. It's like a small little, where's my fake? It's like a small little S. Gentle S, they call it. Let me get this out of my way because it's giving me trouble. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm going to make my S curve all the way down. Now I'm going to turn my tile. I'm going to do the same thing going this way. Same S curve. Except I screwed up here, but that's all right. And you can see immediately, what did I do wrong here?
Lines don't cross.
Yeah, I know. So Peggy screwed up somewhere. See, I always let you know when I screw up. Let me show you Crazy Cadent. Give me a second, because now it's going to bug me.
Don't they go, the second one goes the opposite way?
Yeah, but that's Higgins usually,
Oh,
but I
okay.
think, yeah, that doesn't work. I'll find out. The point is, Crazy Cadent, you don't have to have a grid. This is really annoying me. Cadent is my favorite and I'm screwing it up. How can that be? Okay, Crazy
to
Cadent.
think about it.
Yeah, Crazy Cadent. That means you aren't putting your lines in a grid anymore. Okay? Instead, you're letting your orbs be any place you want them to be. Huh. There. Yeah. Okay. So I have put my orbs at 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, right? If you think about a clock. And now I'm just going to connect them to each other. Okay, right?
Mhm.
And now I'm going to connect my 12 to my 4. My 4 to my whatever that is. Right? And then this one to this one. Excuse my loose lines there, but you get the idea. Let me try it again. That's going to bug me forever. So here.
Don't you do that?
Okay, I'll do it again.
I can
No, no,
follow
no, no,
you.
no. It's obviously I need to do it again. So I have an orbit 10 or 12, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have one down at 6.
right.
I have one at 2. Now in this instance, I'm pulling them out so I give myself space. So I have enough room to do what I want to do in there. 2 and 4, okay. 8, not perfect, guys. And 10. Now you can see it's not exactly perfect. It's not exactly the same as this one. The beauty of Zentangle. And then I'm using that same S curve. I'm coming around and then landing, right? I'm coming around and then landing. I'm coming around and then landing. I'm going to do that with all of these orbs that I have created. I'm going to connect them to each other. Okay?
Mhm.
All right. Now I'm going to connect this, which is the noon, if you think of the clock, to the 4. So instead of going to the very next orb, I'm just going to go around and come all the way down to this orb. Now I'm going to turn my tile. I'm going to go to that orb where I just landed. I don't want the next one, so I'll go to the one after it. So I'll come down around and I'll connect to this orb. And I'm going to turn my tile. I'm going to go to that orb where I just landed. Just scared myself. And I'm going to connect it to this one. And now I have a triangle in the middle and 3 triangles on the sides. It's just a different way of connecting cadent. It's not, but you can see it's all hand drawn, so every shape is a little different. This one is even more different, not the grid, because it all depends on where you put your orbs and the curve you use to connect them. So it's always different. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Duh. My fault. We're not doing a grid, so I'm not going to worry about fixing that, but I now know what I did wrong. Okay. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in your string in which, right, you can tangle.
Peggy, this is called crazy cadence.
It is
Okay.
cadent as a tangle. Let's see if I can make it work this time. Is your basic grid tangle? You know
Right.
what? And then when you have your orbs going in all different directions, they call that crazy cadent.
Yeah.
They do that with lots of tangles.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to find the one I love. She's got so many different crazy cadent things. But here's a good example. Here's another example.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so basically all you're doing is you're putting your orbs wherever you want them and you're connecting things using that gentle S curve. So tangle patterns, gives you the basics. Yeah, I don't like that because they always go to videos and we don't need any more videos. And I'll find the woman who has the 9,000 different ways to do cadent on her website. It's really, really cool. So I'll show you that later. All right. That is called crazy cadent. Everybody okay so far?
Yes.
So now you get to pick whether you're going to do a tile using Marisu, whether you're going to do a tile using Polygon, or whether you're going to do a tile using Crazy Cadent.
Decisions.
Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever one feels like the one that moves you. So because I've been working on this for a while and it hasn't come together for me, I'm going to use this Crazy Cadent pattern. So I'm going to talk what I'm doing, but you're free to just turn me off if you need to, or do what speaks to you. So the first thing I do is I aura this internal triangle. Yay, I found it. Oh, no, I didn't. I thought I did. Hmm. Well, okay. So I thought I would show you a way to turn a grid into a flower. So in this particular triangle, I'm going to start with a circle in the center. And then I'm just going to come out. It wasn't exactly in the center, so there you go. I'm going to divide this triangle into all these sections. It's kind of cool. So now that I've done that, you know how we make petals a lot? Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to turn these sections into petals. So rather than having to draw beautiful petals, I basically, have turned my sections into petals of a flower. Does that make sense? Sort of. Nobody's really doing this, but that's okay. So did you all pick things? Do you all know what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try.
It did. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing.
No, that's not what I mean. Do you know which tangle you're going to use as a string?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Then you know what you're doing.
I think Caden is the easiest one to do the basic drawing.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how your brain works, you know?
Or if it's working.
No, it's working. Just depends on what you see. Yeah, that's a little wonky, Peggy. Well, it's not awful. We'll see. So in my triangles, I'm going to see what I can do in terms of a variation of the tangle well. Do you remember well? Did you guys ever do well?
I do.
I'm not sure we have done well. Decided to stay with those S curves. Anybody care about well? I can tell you if you want to know. Usually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a variation. Sorry, ignore me. I'm talking to myself. Need to work on my line. Okay. I'm going to assume everybody's okay unless somebody yells, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, those are all bizarre, but there you go. The fun part about this too is you have room to add some, what do I want to say, layers up here. Yeah, you got to turn it twice. So let me redeem myself on Cadent because it's such a great tangle. I don't want to teach you wrong. So in a grid pattern, you first do your S and your S, and these are all the same direction, right? The same two orbs. You turn this way, and you're going to do these two, right?
Mhm.
And then you turn this way, and you're going to do these two. Lines never cross, and you got nice, neat boxes. And I'll show you about 500 things one could do if one wanted to with Cadent as a grid. There it is. Here we go. Okay. Shall be right back and then we can show. Huh. Well, there you go. All right, we got about 10 minutes. How you doing?
Good.
All right, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to do cadent because I love cadent and I don't want to screw it up. Regular cadent in a grid, okay? The part I was screwing up was turning my tile.
Okay.
No.
No, S curve, S curve, S curve, turn your tile. S curve, S curve, turn your tile. S curve, S curve. Cadent. And let me show you the most amazing, and I'll put this one up as well. This is Margaret Bremner, who we've used before. This is cadent and then some. And these are all the variations on cadent in a
Oh my
grid.
goodness.
Can you kind of
Wow.
see that?
Uh-huh. Wow.
Okay, it's still cadent. It's done exactly the same way. You can add 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines with 1 in. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
You can black in all the orbs. You can make it just a dot, not an orb. You can make big orbs. A black pearl. Aura in the squares. Okay, all those things. Then she says, well, you got more choices. You can put little print toms in the middle. So what you do in the box, this is the perfect example of a tangle as a string. And then you go to crazy cadent, where you can go in all different directions, shapes that are different. So I'll put this link up because I think it's kind of fun to see all the different ways that you can take a tangle and do something else with it.
We did that one just above a few weeks ago. That you can't see where I'm pointing, can you?
I'm sorry, I can't, but help
That's
me.
okay. And then some number 8, just below that. I think you showed us how to draw that.
Yeah, we may well have because cadent is one of my faves, so that would make some
Uh-huh.
sense.
They look like little fish or something.
Got it. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to redeem myself. Are you ready to show?
Yeah, all in.
Well, just whatever you got done, doesn't matter. It's always a choice, so. How about you, Mimi? You want to show me? You're muted, sweetie.
All right.
Oh,
Can you
wow.
tell?
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
That
finished
is
yet.
so cool.
Wow.
Oh, wow,
I
that's
may do
great.
checkers down here. I don't know. I
That's,
might
oh,
not.
wow.
You can
That
do
is
floors.
neat.
That'd be cool.
Do what?
floors, you know, where you just make little diamonds where the lines meet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, floors
I
would be a
might
good
do-
one down there. That is so cool.
Mhm.
Now you see what
Great.
I talked about, how Mimi chose to separate her sections more rather than making those auras really close. I think that looks cool.
It
Awesome.
really
Thank you.
does.
Neat.
It's
That's
really
fun. Janet, you want to show or not?
Well, I didn't get very far, but yes, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
pretty.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Oh, neat.
Neat.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like it. Mara Sue in the center. Cool.
Yeah.
Haunani. I'm just going in the order of my grid.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
wow.
neat.
Of
Oh,
course,
that's neat.
of course.
That's
Oh,
neat.
that is absolutely fantastic.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Leave it there for a minute and let me hold it up. for-
Oh,
Yes,
That's
that is,
really
I
cool.
love the
Amazing.
shading.
So rude.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Joanne.
okay.
Oh,
neat.
nice.
Joanne.
Wow.
Starting.
Very good. Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tipple.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
It's one of my favorites.
Me too. Me too. I
Nice.
love it. Linda, you want to show?
Yes. I didn't finish. I'm
That's
not
all right.
exact-
Nobody
Oh,
finished.
that's
That's-
nice. Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty.
oh,
Oh, that is so
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I love that.
Thank you. It looks like it belongs in the ocean or
It
in
Yeah,
does.
the
it does. Yeah,
circus.
it's neat. Like starfish.
That is so neat. Marie, you want to show, girl?
No.
All right.
Good.
Margaret?
Okay.
Neat. Oh, I like that.
That's cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
I went through my
Nice.
sketchbook and found all different flower type patterns,
Cool.
and that's what I did.
Mhm. That's neat.
Neat.
That is cool. Well, there you go.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, Mike and Myra.
Sure, we can show.
Go ahead.
Okay, I like that art, one articulated.
Oh, I love
Yes,
it. Yeah.
Oh,
articulate.
that's
part of
Oh, yeah.
That
Let's
is
see.
very cool.
Thanks.
Great. I like that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And I started with Marisu, and then I thought I would try some crazy. Made it
Cute.
around the border somehow.
Oh, cool. That
Yeah.
would be great.
Yep,
Awesome.
yep.
See, you never know.
That's right.
You never know. It's so interesting to me to see how each of you picked such different approaches to this. I think that's so cool. Susan, you want to show, girl?
Oh,
I'm sorry. I just assumed. I should have asked before
Okay,
I
no.
spotlighted you.
Oh,
cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
just the
See,
beginning.
I think that's a cool pattern. I have to tell
gonna
you,
be
I
nice.
really like Polygon. It just has so much potential to be so many different things.
Yeah,
Mary
I'll-
V.
I'll be putting a lot in between the leaves.
The sections, cool.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of like what Mimi did too. She did like a background.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, Mary V, we're ready.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Oh, my.
Yes.
That's
Awesome.
Love it.
Yes. Beautiful.
And I
Yeah.
like
Full
that
time.
you outlined where you auraed inside. That is so cool that you
got a lot
inked
done.
it in. I love that.
great.
Gwen,
It's really neat.
I did a really tiny one and I just,
Oh, Gwen, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Gwen.
neat.
Pretty Gwen.
Oh, that's
Very
nice.
pretty.
I used the
really
white
neat.
and the black to make stripes.
That's
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
very
Nice.
nice.
awesome. And Mary H.
Reluctantly, I will show.
Oh, honey, you don't have to. It's totally up to you.
Oh,
Are you
Oh,
kidding? That's
wow.
awesome.
That's
This is
Lovely.
fabulous.
yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's good.
See, everybody did something different. Everybody took a different look. All right, Anne, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I like that
Nice.
too.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
very nice.
See,
Yeah,
and
I love it.
everybody,
That's a good idea.
the shapes of your pieces do not have to all be alike. That's the whole point. That is
That's
so
neat.
cool.
Like
That's
that.
It is
very
very
neat.
cool, very cool.
That is very good.
I wasn't sure about this class. So I'm really glad it
I liked
seems like it went okay.
Oh, this was
More than
terrific.
okay.
Yep.
I liked it.
Absolutely.
All right, and everybody now knows how to do cadent, even though I did it wrong, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, just checking. All right, well, I will put up the links to the cadent thing and to Annie Oken so you can look at her Marisu, and there you go. Anything else?
But Margaret, what's her name?
Jackson. Yeah, Jackson.
Brennan, you
Oh.
put something up about her.
Right, that's the cadent link, right?
Yes. I think so.
Let
Yes.
me make sure. Yes. This is the one. It's the cadent link. Yes.
Okay.
And it's a link that is on her website, so you can read all about her if you so choose.
Thank you, Peggy.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
It was
you.
great.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was fun.
You're welcome. It was fun. It was crazy. Oh, and here's mine.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, wait,
Wait,
spotlight
go
yourself
back.
again.
See.
All right, hold on.
There you go.
Spotlight. Okay,
There
here's
you
me.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
work.
Yes, yes,
that's
yes.
really
Oh,
nice.
and
Very
have
like
nice.
that.
of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, and
Putting that on the
all
outside
I
so that I need
did,
to do.
all I did was just add some S-curve links
Yes.
between them at the
Yeah.
top.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
good idea.
I love the flowers.
Yeah.
I can't help it. It's Anadrum. You know me.
That's what gave me the idea to put flowers in mine. I saw yours.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
So, whatever moves you.
Peggy, I have a couple of questions if you have time.
Of course I do.
I've been watching some videos, and on one it looked like the presenter was using more of a I can't think of the word right now. Sharpie to darken things in.
Right.
Have you heard of that?
There are a number of pens that people use, different pens. Some people use Sharpies, particularly when they ink in, because it's faster. The Micron pens are always my preference, although there are some others that I use, but they all come in thicker widths. So if you do a lot of inking in, then one of the things that's often useful is to get a couple like number 5s or number 8s. So
I
the
use
higher the number,
8.
the
Peggy, I use
thicker,
number 8 to do all the blackening, and it really works well.
the higher the number, Mary, the thicker the tip. And frequently, if you go either to Blick or to Amazon, I don't like to talk, you can get just an inexpensive set of a multiple of sizes. And just to play around with what feels best to you.
And Jan gave me a very great start when I was at her house a few months ago.
Cool.
I've been, as I said, watching some videos and practicing some things, and I have to say, my favorite part is the shading.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Makes
and
all
we
the
did
difference.
we did not get to that today. You're right.
So I've worn my pencil down quite a bit. What is the best way to sharpen these pencils?
Everybody has their own thing. I use a real simple portable because I like to carry mine around and always have it. And of course, can I put my hand on it? No, that would be too easy.
Peggy, I use a Prism color. pencil
Okay.
sharpener.
That's what I use.
Yeah,
I use an old pencil sharpener I got from my union years ago. It's just-
And Zentangle, when they send out the kits, they use a very, very basic, you would think would be a kindergartner pencil sharpener. It's
Okay.
just the little stick it in, turn it, and make sure you have it over a trash can.
That's
So,
what I,
there are some issues related to colored pencils and the kind of colored pencil you're using, like if you have wax versus, then people talk about different pencil sharpeners, but your graphite pencil, just a plain old sharpener is just fine. It's a number 2 pencil. I mean, it's not magic in terms of what's the best sharpener. The thing is, you want a sharpener that will make a good, fine tip.
Okay. And my last question is, what is with the paper clip and the tortillon?
Okay. So all of us try to hang on to our tortillons as long as we can. That I do have an example of, I can show you. So what they talk about and what we all do, let me share my screen so you can see what the heck I'm doing. Maybe. Okay. Oh, good. I forgot I've turned down my camera so it wasn't in my way anymore. So tortillons get dull. Like if I pull one of these, you can see that the tip is really dull. It's not pointed anymore.
yeah.
And that's really hard then to use it in small areas or to make it targeted. So if you take a paper clip and you unbend it, if you have tortillons that are rolled paper, if you do that, you see how it's sharpening that tip?
Oh, okay.
So that it's more pointed.
So you're actually twisting the
paper clip. And
okay.
it basically what it does is it pushes, if I can get it to focus at all.
Watermelon.
See, it pushes it out. So now it's a tip.
Got it.
Whereas before it was really flat.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Wrong thing, but that doesn't matter. So that gives you the gist. That's what they're talking about with the paper clip to be able to stick it up into the tortillon.
Okay, thank you.
And then we have, those of us who have 9,000 tortillons, because when you use chalk that's color, when you start doing shading that's beyond just graphite, and there are different colors that you're using to shade, you have, like I have here, a bulk of different colored tortillons.
Oh, okay.
So that you can shade the particular color you're working with. And they have a tendency to get dull because you're using them, obviously. And if you just go up in there and push them out a bit, they get more pointy.
Awesome.
There you go. Anything else? Any other questions? Everybody else good?
Thank
Fun class, fun class.
It
Good.
was.
Thank you.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
I
absolutely.
wasn't
This
sure
was-
it was going to go this way. So I'm glad.
Thanks so much.
All right, guys.
Thank you,
Good to
guys.
see you.
Here,
See you
y'all.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.